Welcome to Console Crapshoot, where we spin a wheel to play a random video game on original hardware. That's what we do, and as always, Carl here is in charge of what we're going to play, starting with the console. All right, Carl wants us to play the TurboGrafx-16 today. We're going to do that on the Japanese version of the console called the PC Engine, and we have 93 games left on this wheel. World, Court, Tennis. That's cool. I like me a good tennis game, and this is a tennis game with a little bit of a twist. My favorite tennis game has got to be Virtua Tennis on the Dreamcast. That's a good one. That's a classic. This one, like I said, it's obviously a lot older, but it's got a twist. The twist is that there is an RPG mode. And this reminds me, after you're done watching this episode, go back and watch episode 57. That was we played a game called Pinball Quest on the NES, and it was a pinball game with an RPG mode. It was a role-playing game, but it was a pinball game. And this is, a tennis game with a role-playing game mode. Think of it like Final Fantasy, or you know what, better yet, it's really quite similar to Pokemon. You have like these hometowns, and then you have these courts. You get challenged to battles randomly when you're walking from place to place. This has a feel that is incredibly similar to a Pokemon game, except instead of having your pets maul each other to death while you scream at them, you play tennis. You make your character and you're into the story. Oh crap, I've been waiting for you. I'm a king of Tennis Kingdom. Would you do me a favor? My country has been peaceful. Everyone loved tennis, but it's all over. Evil Tennis King appeared. He took treasures of the royals and snatched the tennis courts. People can't play tennis and are complaining. That's understandable. I mean, it's Tennis Kingdom. Beat the king of tennis and bring back peace. I will give you tennis goods and $500. Okay. I'm counting on you to bring peace to our kingdom, and then we get started. And yeah, you got a store where you can buy upgrades, and in every house there's a person that kind of gives you a tip on how the world works. This guy tells you that you got to buy stuff. This is Chicago. And it doesn't look like Chicago, but all right, it's Chicago. I guess it's Chicago. And sometimes they don't have really much of anything to say that's useful to you. We walk in just like most RPGs, we get into a battle. But it's a tennis battle. The tennis itself is pretty hard. Takes a while to get used to the little subtleties of actually winning a tennis game. It looks easy. It's just back and forth. It's like Pong, but it's really not. It's all about positioning, placement, where on what side of the ball you're on when it's coming at you will dictate placement of your shot. It's actually pretty complicated. It took me a while to get even halfway decent at it. I kept dying. Let's check if this is still Chicago, though. Okay, good. Yes, Chicago. I guess. This game's tough, I'm not gonna lie. I actually did use some codes to, I'm not here to spend all week playing World Court Tennis. But I'm having fun so far. It's pretty cool despite being so difficult. Found my first court. This is just like in Pokemon where like you find a Pokemon gym and you gotta beat that gym. This is the court. And of course I got rocked, but let's warp ahead. Welcome to Paris. Apparently I walked on foot from Chicago to Paris. Not really quite sure how I accomplished that, especially, it wasn't that far. But hey, maybe Tennis Kingdom has a different layout. Clearly does. Let's check out. They've got Tokyo. Tokyo is a little town with a couple of houses as well, just like all the other cities. You got London, and then finally the final city, of course, is the capital of the world, Toronto. You unlock items that help you kind of traverse the land. I know I'm making fun of it because it's funny, but this is a pretty cool game. This is kind of a little bit of a trailblazer here, especially on, such an old system, and it's colorful, it controls well. Like I said, it's hard to get good at the tennis, but once you start to figure it out, it makes more sense. Better than I was expecting just as a tennis game alone on the TurboGrafx-16, but then when you add this whole RPG thing into it, it's pretty awesome, actually. This guy that lives on this island must get lonely. Let's visit him. All right, Phil Collins looking motherfucker. And then finally, you get to the evil tennis king. Surprises. His name is Devil up on the scoreboard. This guy's really tough, but I'm tougher and I have cheat codes. I thank you for beating the king of tennis. Thank you for bringing back my jewels. I am very pleased with you. You will, okay, I get to rule over the tennis kingdom forever now. And then he recommends another game to you. So a game by the same company's racing game called Final Lap, and that also has like an RPG element that's very similar to this. Yes, thank you. So we should probably give a rating now to World Court Tennis for the TurboGrafx-16. I said it before and I'll say it again. My favorite favorite thing to get on this show, good or bad, is an interesting game, something different. Our enemy is mediocrity, mundane, regular stuff. And this is one of a kind. This is what we want. And this also happens to be a great game. So, you know, for what it is, TurboGrafx-16 tennis game, like, how much better can this be? I mean, this is one of the coolest TurboGrafx-16 games I've ever played, quite honestly. And it's a system that is mostly shooters, you know, there's lots of shmups on this system, and those are great, those are good, but when there's so many of them and you get something like this that's like completely unexpected, it counts for a lot. So I'm gonna give it a 4 out of 5, you know, low on the 4 scale, but a great game, a 4 nonetheless. So cool, and like I said, ahead of its time. This game had poop emojis before emojis like existed. You know, they got a whole alphabet here, a couple of choice symbols, but poop is one of them, and I really appreciate that. So a real gem here. Maybe something unique again next week. I don't know. We've been on a roll. We've been playing a lot of good games. Been a while since a stinker. I'm probably jinxing us, but that is the fun of the wheel. Looking forward to next time. I hope you guys are too, and have a great weekend.